going on, YouTube? What's going on, family, future grandchildren? It's your boy Bike Life Commando, chilling at the house. I'm actually playing with my e-bike today a little bit, actually cleaning it off a little bit. Don't know how many of y'all are familiar with this, but it's a 10,000 watt motorcycle, I guess. They like to say it's an e-bike, but really, let me tell you something. It's got a VIN. I've had it registered, but I'll be honest with you. I don't think the government has really caught up with the, what it's worth, what it can do. This thing right here, I weigh about 240 pounds, and I can get it up to about 55, 60 miles an hour. It boasts the speed of 70 miles an hour, whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The government is going to do what they want to do when it comes to this. But I did have it registered one time. Hey, shout out to Dirt Legal. And now I'm on a new mission. Some of y'all can do a lot of your own maintenance. But I was just going over some bills and some previous bills that I've had for maintenance and things like that regarding my Indian and my Harley motorcycles. And I was thinking to myself, boy, it's quite a bit of money right there for maintenance. I really need to learn how to do my own oil changes and change my own filters. Crazy thing is I kind of have an idea, but I'm one of those people who is a little bit scared to, I'll be honest with you, I'm scared to do my own maintenance, mostly because I don't want to mess anything up, man. I'm just being real, I'm not that much of a wrench turner. And here's the crazy part. Y'all gonna get some laughs out of this. I was actually a construction worker in the Air Force. I did HVAC and boiler tech. But there it was pretty simple. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, when I was in the Army and when I was in the Air Force, I used to have drill sergeants and sergeants and supervisors that would say, everything in the military is dummy proof. Everything has instructions, right? So it was easy to actually do my job because at the end of the day, if I couldn't get it to work, I just changed the part. I was a part changer. So that's kind of my deal, my experience. I'm not the most skilled person, and I would not trust me around your HVAC. I guess what got me thinking about it was I was actually looking at my e-bikes. I got a couple of e-bikes actually I'm very fond of. One of them, if you're not familiar with, is an Inoki A8, and the newer version, A9, I think. The big brother to this one is fantastic. Now, I told you before, I live with illness, so for me it was one of the ways I can get out, still pedal, get that circular, thing going, and when I got winded or hurt or tired, I can use that pedal assist to get me going. My wife bought me that. She bought me that in 23, matter of fact, October of 23, my birthday. And when she bought it, I fell in love with it and ended up getting the Solar Eclipse, right? Now the Solar Eclipse is a bad boy now. Now this is not pedal assist, this is straight up, riding. Now they try to tell you, like I said before, that it's a e-bike, but I'm here to tell you, hey man, this is a motorcycle, it is what it is. It's 10,000 watts and gets up to 55 miles an hour, at least with my heavy self on it. And I used to ride around the neighborhood, get around, and sometimes my son's like, hey Dad, would you go to McDonald's for me? I'm playing a game, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sure, I ain't got nothing to do. I'll hop on that thing, ride around my neighborhood and go grab it and throw. I got a little satchel under there. I'll throw his food in there and call it a day, man. Gets me out of the house for a minute. I like my e-bike. But back to the topic at hand, maintenance. It's expensive, man. I'm telling you, I don't know about you guys, but my maintenance costs anywhere from $400 to $500 just for oil change and, check of the vehicle. And I've always lived my life by the premises that when it comes to maintenance and fixing things, man, let the people who are the experts get paid to be what they are experts for. Like, I'm not going to tell a plumber to come do brain surgery. I'm going to call that joker to do what they know to do, and I'm not going to argue with them when it comes to certain things. Now, if I know that I'm being overcharged, of course, I may have some disagreement there, But other than the fact that they know what they're talking about, I let them do what they do. Much like mechanics, man. Much respects to the mechanics of the world, motorcycle and car, trucks, diesels. Listen, airplane mechanics, all of y'all, much respect. I'm not one to come and tell you how to do your job, right? I worked in public safety for many years, and it used to kill me. I would study. I got a master's degree in criminal justice and emergency, with a little emergency management training, in there, and I worked as a university official, a top executive at a couple, institutions where I was the expert. I actually I'm an adjunct professor. I teach this stuff, right? And people would tell me how to do my job, and I used to be like, that was the most infuriating thing. And it would be crazy. It'd be like those PhDs, no offense to the PhDs of the world. I want to be one. I'm actually in school right now. And, the PhDs who've never actually had their hands or their finger on the pulse when it came to public safety in America. They just were educated in it. And much respect. You can pass on that knowledge, but there's something different when you're someone who has practical application of a particular discipline. So I'm cleaning up my garage, or attempting to. That's always like a daily task with me, right? I went and found one of my most recent oil change receipts. And I didn't have a whole lot on it, but the total cost of it was $568, right? Now, I actually have a plan. So it's like a prepaid maintenance plan for a certain amount of years, because it's a new motorcycle. So I didn't want to have to do any real work. And pardon me if you hear the fan in the background. It's super hot in here. I'm not even trying to I'm just having a conversation with you guys, and I hope that you guys are okay with that and that you can hear me fairly decently. But when I look at the breakdown, I see, like, for my Indian, for instance, fluid, Indian brake, DOT. Right, it was about that time. I had almost 10,000 miles. Well, actually, at the time, it was 10,316 miles that I had on it. That's a lot of riding. I had this since December, and I put a lot of riding on this Joker. But for that amount of mileage, I had to get my brake fluids checked, and it was $10.99 per unit, right? They used a quart of oil, 6 quarts rather, of oil at $15.91, which came out to $95.46 a unit, and an air filter, which was $34.99, an oil filter, which is $14.99, and drain plug ring I had to pay for $6.99, a copper washer, $1.99. Spark plugs had to be changed, and I had 2 spark plugs that were, I guess they were overused. They were melted, kind of bent or whatever, but they had to be changed, $13.99, right? And the 500 mile, it's called the 500 mile service Power Plus, right? And that was $120 for that rate. I'm sorry, that was just the breakdown because I actually had a plan. That was some extra stuff, right? So overall, though, it was $568.39. I guess the point is, learning how to do your own maintenance will save you a lot of money, right? So I made a list, of course. Oil changes, right? The real cost of paying a mechanic. Harley shops, you already heard. I mean, not Harley shop, Indian shops, you already heard what I had to pay, so that's indicative of what you'll have to pay. Harley shops are similar, believe it or not, in that way. I mean, it is what it is, so I'm not going to repeat that. But DIY, doing it yourself, could cost you under $60, $70, and 45 minutes of your time once you learn how to do it. 45 minutes to an hour and a half, right? Once you learn how to do it. And that's for an oil change, so it takes 45 minutes to an hour, $60, right? An air filter replacement, $50 in a shop to $100 in a shop, right? That's for the labor. For DIY, for you doing it yourself, $15 and maybe 15 to 20 minutes, right? Spark plugs, $100 to $200 if you go to a shop. To do it yourself, $20 and maybe 15 to 30 minutes, right? Your labor rate at most dealers, anywhere from $100 to $160, right? Man, that adds up fast. Now I have a good amount of tools in my garage, but there's a couple things that I don't have that I found that we all probably need to have. Now I have some of these, I just don't have all of these. Like I don't have a torque wrench, and that's crucial according to my research. You also need an oil filter wrench. Had no idea that thing existed, so you need that, right? A drain pan. I have one over there. I do have one, and a socket set. Most people have that if they have some type of tools. Funnel and gloves. I don't know where my funnel is, but I'll get one. And a service manual. I most definitely don't have a service manual, and I need to go find me one. So according to research as well, you should use OEM filters and the recommended oil. Now, I would suggest that you use the recommended oil. I wouldn't cheap out if I were you. That's not something you want to, mess up your engine with or your transmission with. Also, YouTube, Google, great resources. Watch videos. Watch legit mechanics and people who actually do this for a regular basis, or people who just have a lot of skill. I got a homeboy, and I'm gonna give him a shout out and a plug on his channel, Ride Fit Nation. My brother Sensei there. That joker's hands on. He know how to fix pretty much anything. And I'm sure if you have a question about it, he got a daggone video about it. So go check out Ride Fit Nation's channel. Shout outs to Ride Fit Nation and the family of the Ride Fit Nation, right? Sensei pretty much can fix it. Looks like anything to me. He's amazing, in my opinion. Keep a log of your maintenance. Anything you do to your vehicle, I need to start doing that. I am bad at that. I definitely think you should keep a log of your maintenance. Buy in bulk once you start learning how to do it. That way you always have oil and filters on hand, and it's usually cheaper when you buy it that way. And take your time. Don't be like me, get impatient and rush, and then you end up paying somebody to do it in the first place. Now, I'm not telling you that it's not important to have a mechanic on your team. What I am telling you is those little jobs that could save you some money, I'm definitely going to try to make an effort to learn how to do it myself. And then I'm going to teach my kids, my sons, so they can help me as I get older, and so that they learn how to do it. I think it's important that you have some general knowledge of how to fix your vehicle. It's crazy. I know how to change oil in a car. I don't think I should not know how to change it in a motorcycle, right? And I'm not. One job I want to learn how to do, man, and I'm jealous of those who actually can do it. I want to learn how to change brakes. Listen, again, I'm not telling you not to have a mechanic on your team, but I am telling you learn how to change your own oil. I have several bikes in here. Know the heartbeat, know the sound of your engine, know when there's something wrong. Man, I had to get back in this fan, I ain't gonna lie. About 100 degrees out here, and here I am hanging out in the garage. But I'm hanging out with some great people, so I appreciate y'all watching, right? So, but the cost effectiveness of it will benefit you. You'll save hundreds a year on it, and most importantly, you'll build trust in your ability to actually fix and maintain your own motorcycles, right? That's the most important thing. That's because the road is not just about horsepower, it's about responsibility. Take responsibility for yourself like I'm trying to do for myself, and save yourself some money while you're at it. Listen, ride smart, ride free, be prepared. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Man, you know what it is. If you got a motorcycle in your garage collecting dust, pull it out, dust it off, fill it up, and enjoy the ride.